Kikansha's play.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the yard the engines were restless and sleeping was hard. Their stockings, still empty from the glimpses they stole, would soon, they all hoped, be brimming with coal. Percy was dreaming. His smile, it was bright, of a shiny new whistle to hear him at night. Even Sir Topham had stayed in the shed with thoughts of Christmas a whirl in his head. Then out in the yard there arose such a clatter, soon all were awake to see what's the matter. Out rolled the engines on the rails on the floor, as Sir Topham himself threw open the door. The moon shining bright on the new fallen snow made night seem like day to the engines below. And what to 9 pair of eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh pulled by reindeer, and the little old driver, who was surely Saint Nick. He didn't look well. In fact, he looked sick. His reindeer were gliding, but seemed to be slow. And Santa then mumbled the names that we know. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, now Vixen. This old elf has the flu. Oh my, I need fixin'. To the top of the shed, to the top of the wall. We've got to land quickly. Oh man, dash it all. So down to the yard, all of them dropped, and the sleigh and the driver and reindeer all stopped. St. Nick's cheeks were red, but something was funny. His eyes didn't sparkle. His nose, it was runny. Sir Topham, he said, a sad look on his face, I cannot go on. You must take my place. Sir Hat shook his head. I can't, for I fear, while I know about trains, I know nothing of deer. Trains are perfect, said Nick. I'm sure they'll do fine. Bust your buffers, my friends, and get in a line. And faster than diesels the engines all came. Santa whistled a new list and called each by name. Now Thomas, now Percy, now Gordon, James too, Edward and Henry, Bill, Ben, I need you. These toys must be taken to each girl and boy. I know you can do it. Deliver great joy. Nick turned to Sir Topham and said one thing more. Your dress coat won't do. It's really a bore. He pulled out a red one, and to no one's surprise, that coat it turned out to be just the right size. But nighttime was passing as children all slept, so giving a nod, up Sir Topham Hat leapt. As the engines gained speed, seeming almost to fly, from his seat in the sleigh, Sir Hat gave a loud cry. My friends, we are needed. I'm feeling quite fine. We'll be really useful. And yes, right on time. So all across Sodor they raced on their way. 8 steaming engines, pulling gifts and a sleigh. And we heard on the wind as they puffed out of sight. Merry Christmas to all. And to all, a good night. You know Thomas and Gordon, Frida and Vinny, Donald and Douglas, Diesel and Sydney. But do you recall the most splendid Sodor engine of all? Billy the silly engine had a most peculiar head, and if you ever saw it, you would race back to your shed. All of the other engines tried to tell him what to do. They never let poor Billy even stop and get refueled. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Sir Topham came to say, Billy, with your teeth so white, you must pull the mail tonight. Then all the engines gathered as they tooted out with glee. Billy must do the mail run while the rest of us party.